Hi Janesville, welcome to Park Place Views, brought to you by the City of Janesville and JATVMedia Services. I'm Jamie Balsiger, the Management Information Intern in the City Manager's Office. This monthly program aims to keep Janesville residents informed by highlighting the people, places, events, and partners in the City of Janesville. On last month's episode, we talked with Terry Nolan and Aaron Eggeter about the Sustainable Janesville Committee. Today, Janesville Senior Center Supervisor Janet McLean is here to talk about what's happening at the Senior Center. Janet has worked for the City of Janesville since 1993 when she was hired as a Senior Center programmer. She was then promoted to Senior Center Supervisor in March of 2003. Prior to working in Janesville, she was a part-time instructor for the Sheboygan Recreation Department. Janet has a Bachelor of Science degree in Education from the UW-Whitewater as a certified ceramics instructor. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Some may not have known that the Senior Center is part of the City of Janesville organization. Where does the Senior Center fall in the city's organizational structure?
Well, we're under the Recreation Division, which is under Neighborhood Services and Community Services.
The Senior Center has a board of directors. What responsibilities does the board have, and how are the members appointed to the Senior Center board?
Well, our Senior Center board is an advisory board, and they don't make policy for the Senior Center. And there's 13 members on the board, and they come from the different groups that we have at the Senior Center. They also support our Senior Center by purchasing items for our center. And last year they purchased our brand new sign that we have outside on the corner of Main and St. Lawrence. And you can't go by the building without seeing it because it's nice and big and it lights up at night. The board members come from the different groups, which let's say they represent like the card groups. So there'll be one person representing all the card groups. There's one person representing like the music groups. Let's see, games. So they all come from those areas. Plus we have 3 members at large that are actually voted from everyone in the Senior Center. So that's where they come from.
Besides yourself, how many paid staff members run the Senior Center?
Well, besides myself, I have one other paid staff full-time, and that's Linda Clevin, and she's been with us for 3 years, and she is our programmer at the Senior Center, and she just got nominated and won the Administrative Employee of the Year, so I want to put that in there for 2017.
That's awesome. Can you tell us about events at the Senior Center?
Well, yes, we just had our special event last Wednesday, which we do a special event every month, and last Wednesday was our Membership Appreciation Breakfast. And what we do for our members is we give them 2 special events a year. The breakfast is the first one we do, and we do that in March, and then we'll do another luncheon in July for them, and it's free to all members, and they can come and enjoy themselves. So last week we had the Membership Appreciation Breakfast, which included pancakes, the whole deal for breakfast. City Manager Mark Freitag was there to help serve the pancakes, as well as being our presenter. He gave a nice program using a PowerPoint explaining everything that's happening in the city, updating all the seniors on anything that's coming up that they should know.
With all of the events, how are they ran with only 2 staff members? Do they have many volunteers or members to help?
We actually have about 75 volunteers that help us out. Our biggest help is the front desk that we have when you first walk in. And a lot of people don't realize they're not paid staff, that's all volunteers. And usually they come for 4-hour shifts. So in the morning there would be somebody, and then in the afternoon we'd have somebody else. So they actually answer the phones, they take reservations, they take payments, that sort of thing. So we couldn't run it without our volunteers. But we also have volunteers that come from the community service or anybody else that just wants to volunteer, and it's usually like light housekeeping, that sort of thing, and helping out in the kitchen when we do our special events.
If someone is interested in becoming a volunteer, what opportunities are available and how can they get involved?
Well, all they have to do is contact myself or Linda. Linda actually handles all our volunteers. They would contact her and she would let us know, like coming up, we're helping out the recreation. They're doing a breakfast with the bunny and also the glow egg scramble glow or whatever it is. And they're doing that, they're help filling the eggs, so we're getting volunteers for that. So people we put out flyers, they just call up and say, we'd like to volunteer, and we can give them things to do. So they're doing the eggs. I had signed up somebody today, so.
How many members does the Senior Center have this year so far?
Currently we are at 627, And with our big membership drive that we did in December, January, and February, when we do the membership drive, we do a Chinese raffle. And then at our membership appreciation breakfast in March, which was last Wednesday, we do the drawing and they get to see who won what prizes in that. So that was our big push. And so now we're up at 627. Last year we ended with 826. So we're trying to get up there. So we still have the rest of the year. So.
Right, that's a lot of people so far.
That's a lot of people, I think, so far. But coming up in May, you'll see us at the Senior Expo that's out there, and we have a table. And we usually have coupons for $5 off for membership for anyone new. So stop off and see us at our table. Also, our board usually donates a free day trip for a drawing, so anybody can put their name in for the drawing, and that's coming up in May.
What are some qualifications to become a member?
The only qualifications you have to have is to be 50 and better. So a lot of people come in and they go, oh, yeah, I qualify.
There are many programs and classes that the Senior Center holds each week. Can you talk about what some of them are?
Oh, I had to make a list of that so I wouldn't forget anyone, because if anybody watched, I want to make sure they weren't left out. Well, the card playing, if you're interested in card playing, is euchre, sheep's head, poker, 500, canasta, cribbage, and duplicate bridge. Those are the games that they're playing right now. And you can just usually partake, come in, sign up after you come in. Games, now that was today, Scrabble, dominoes, bingo. Mahjong is new, that's on Wednesday. And Bunko, they play that once a week. And Bunko is a game you play with cards and dice. So I'm not quite sure. Pool. We have 2 pool tables, and pool is played every day from 8 to 4:30, and you can just come on in and play, and if you're kind of new at it, they'll help you along. They're very good, so anybody's welcome for playing pool. Music, we have our mixed choir, which is our choristers, our men's choirs, troubadours, dulcimers. We have a dulcimer class that you bring. A lot of people don't know what dulcimers are, but they're like a guitar that sits on your lap and you strum it. And a lot of people have them in their closets, which I was not aware of. So we have dulcimers, Water Street Band, and then on Friday we have the Blue Velvet Dance Band, and you can either dance or just listen to them. They play big band sound. We have 3-dimensional art classes, ceramics, porcelain. They do dolls and also some figurines if you want to do, depending upon what it is you want to do. Wood carvers, leather tooling, Monday crafters, scrapbooking, adult coloring, and knitting for the 3-dimensional arts. Educational classes, we have one-on-one computer tutoring. That Irv Johnson teaches that. You call him up, you make an appointment, and he will teach you one-on-one, depending upon what it is that you want to learn. Right now, the big trend is iPads and laptops. So a lot of people aren't using the regular computers where you have to sit at it at a desk. Then we also have a class where you have to learn how to speak Spanish. So that's on Fridays. Reminisce writing is on Fridays, and also German interest, where they speak German. So those are our educational ones that we have.
If members do not want to be a part of a class, what other activities can they take part of in the Senior Center?
Well, the other things that we have is every month we do a special event, and usually a special event includes like a meal, and Linda and I both cook, and we both have our food handling license. So we have a commercial grade kitchen, and that's the only time we cook our big meals is at a special event. And so they can partake in that, and that usually entails a meal and some kind of entertainment. So they can look that up. That's once a month that we have. Also, we have day trips. A lot of people don't realize you can go on a day trip, and you can go anywhere. I know next week is a day trip, and they're going up to the Dinner Palace Theater in the Dells and see a performance. They're going to stop at Ho Chunk for a little while, or they can go over to the mall, depending upon where they want to go, and then come home. But usually our day trips include some kind of entertainment, like a show, a meal, and if there's other stops, you know, would be on there. So they can look that up on in our newsletter. So. And so there's other things. Well, you can come to the dance, let's see, the dance party on Friday, and listen to the music if you want. So there's other things that you can come. It's not just classes. So.
Sounds like the Senior Center is always active. There's always something going on.
There is something going on every time.
Of all those programs, are they all free, or do people have to pay for some?
Well, some of the euchre, like the poker and euchre, it's $1 to play. Bingo, you have to pay for your cards. It's like $2, and then they give out cash prizes when they do that. So that's bingo, poker, euchre. I don't think there's a cost for duplicate. Scrabble, no. None of the other games, the board game stuff, no. And you do have to pay extra if you come to the special events or pay on the trip. Your membership only does not cover those, so those are out of pocket. Now, some of the other classes that you would go to, like the art classes, like ceramics, the $25 that you pay for a membership includes your instructions you get in class and your paints. So you do not have to pay for that. But then you would have to buy your greenware, depending upon the cost of the greenware. If we pour it at the senior center, the firing is included, so that's not an extra cost. So that's kind of nice. So let's say you picked a piece out of greenware for $3, then that would be $3 completed. So it's pretty reasonable. And the same thing with the porcelain class, you would pay for your materials. Same thing with wood carvers, you pay for your own materials. So
not bad at all.
No, pretty reasonable.
Yeah. Our programs only open to members?
During the day, yes, our programs are only open to seniors ages 50 and older. And our hours are from Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. Now, we do have classes and other programs that are after 4:30, and those are open to the public. So like on Tuesday nights, I teach a public ceramic class open to the public, and those are of all ages. I have several people that bring their kids, which they wouldn't be old enough to come during the day, but they can come at night on Tuesdays, and then I charge $3 per class, plus their extra would be their greenware.
To get information out to members, the Senior Center releases a monthly newsletter. How can someone sign up to receive this newsletter?
Well, our monthly newsletter comes out, like you said, every month, and you can either pick it up at the Senior Center for free. We have them there on our desk. We also have them out at several businesses throughout town. We have them at both Centuries. We have them at, let's see, where else? The Citrus Cafe, Walgreens, Culver's, and several of the senior apartments where we just leave them. We have them delivered there, and they can pick them up near their mailbox or by the front door. But if you want it mailed to you, then it's $1 a month, and it's prorated. So if you sign up in January, you would pay $12, but if you signed up to have it mailed in June, you'd only pay $6. And the reason that we do that is we have several seniors that go south for the winter, and they only want it mailed to them when they're in the south, so they can keep up on all the news that we have at the Senior Center. They don't want to miss out on anything.
Right. I understand that the Senior Center just went through the accreditation process. What does being accredited mean, and what does that process entail?
Well, our accreditation is through the Wisconsin Association of Senior Centers, which we are also members. And the first time we did the accreditation was in 2011, and we just got reaccredited in 2016. So every 5 years you get reaccredited. It clarifies the operation of your senior center, provides you with direction of where you want your senior center to go. It promotes efficiency, so you can make sure everything is running up to par, and organization is one of the big things. It helps you organize and prioritize what you want to do at your senior center. It also demonstrates accountability and highlights the quality of programs and services that you give. And one of the things that when we first got accredited and they came down, and what they do is once you get your booklet done, your manual done, and you send it to them, they read it, and then they make an appointment to come to your senior center, and they actually tour your senior center. And then they sit down with a committee. We got a committee of 5 or 6, I think there was 5 volunteers and staff that we worked on the accreditation. And then once that's done, then they come down and meet with us from WASC. And then they go over the manual. We can make any changes that we want in there, and tell us what we can improve on and what we are doing great at. And one of the things they told us out of all the senior centers that they've been to in the state is that Janesville has the most amount of programming for any of the senior centers that they've done. So if you're looking for a lot of things to do, you come to our senior center for programming.
That's awesome. The Senior Center is such a cool building with some great spaces. Are any of the rooms available for the public to rent for events?
Yes, we have a huge room upstairs called the Riverview Room. We do get rentals for birthday parties, anniversaries, weddings even. It does hold about 150 if you're going to put tables up. So 150 is about all it can hold. We also, we can rent that out on Fridays and weekends. The rooms are not available during the week when we have programming going because we just don't have enough space for our programming. But if you wanted to rent it in the evening, we would have space available. So right now, Monday through Thursday, the Riverview room is rented. We have exercise classes that are open to the public, which they rent the facility for that. And then other like smaller groups, if they want meetings or things like that, we have smaller rooms downstairs that you can rent. Pretty reasonable.
Do you have any exciting new plans for the Senior Center in this coming year?
Yes, we do. Coming up in November, believe it or not, we will be celebrating our 50th year of existence. The Senior Center opened in November 27th of 1968. And we'll be celebrating this November on the 28th. And of course, cake will be involved, so you can come and have some cake. Right now, we haven't got the details down of what kind of programming we're going to be doing, but as it gets closer to the date, we'll get that out. And also, anyone is welcome to come to the celebration of our 50th. We're kind of excited about that.
It is exciting, so that's good. If a viewer is interested in learning more about the Senior Center, how can they do so?
Well, they can either stop down. We'll give a tour, no problem. They can come down, check us out. With our membership, they can come down and try out a program if they want. You can come 3 times and be a guest, and then after that, we do ask you to pay for the membership, which is $25 a year, pretty reasonable for anyone wanting to sign up. If there is a financial burden, all they have to do is check with us. We do have scholarships available for those that are unable to pay the full $25. So we basically try to get everyone so they can belong. And our Senior Center provides a variety of recreational and educational programs, as well as health and wellness. So we have a lot of exercise classes. There's an exercise group that meets every morning, 8:30 to 9:30. I teach 3 line dance classes a week, so you can come and get exercise that way. Also, we have an exercise room with 3 treadmills and a recumbent bike or bicycle. So it's free for members if they want to come in and check it out and exercise in there. So
we are just about out of time. Do you have any closing thoughts for our viewers at home?
Well, all of our members that come in take great pride and ownership in the Senior Center that we have, but we have people that come every day, and we have some people that only come once a week. They decide how much time they want to spend at our Senior Center. And so just give us a try if you'd like to come down and see what it's all about. If there's something you want to do and we don't have it, let us know. That's how a lot of our programming gets started.
Thank you, Janet, for joining us today and allowing our viewers to get information about the Janesville Senior Center. And thank you, viewers at home, for tuning in. On next month's episode of Park Place Views, we will be talking to Recreation Director Shelley Slapak to highlight all of the exciting programs that Recreation will have to offer as the weather heats up this summer. In addition to tuning into this program on a monthly basis, stay connected to the City of Janesville by following us on Facebook or Twitter. You can also sign up to receive emails with our press releases and other important information. And you can subscribe to get emergency alerts from the Janesville Police Department on Nixle. For Park Place Views in the City of Janesville, I'm Jamie Balsiger. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next month.